with my talk, I talked about the story of Lord Ganesha and Kartikeya, how they learn the parents are the world basically, and how to use your wisdom, your knowledge in the time of difficulty or in the time of challenges. So second, we go to Sasi. Sasi talk about celebrating small achievement, small movement, your small success basically. So once you crack interview or anything you do, just celebrate it because it will give you the fuel to the next phase. Third, we had Uma when she talked about the big belly of Lord Ganesha. So how this big belly is representation of the big responsibility basically. So once you eat enough, not much, once you eat enough, you will have enough energy to deal with the situation of your or the responsibility of the family. So you should eat nutritious and good food basically, right? And fourth, we had Apoorva. So she talked about rewards. So we should reward ourselves. Whatever we do, we should reward, because again it will give us the motivation to do something. Just like Kiran told, right? He ordered food, or I also ordered food, or someone said, right? They'll take break, they'll go to dinner. So I think most of the people rewarding is something related to food, right? So this is what I can see. So it's fine. I think it's a normal human tendency. So we try to reward with food, right? And fifth, we had Nikita. So she talk about big ears. So that means basically we should listen properly. We should listen more. I think that's the representation. She also talked about the acronym RASA. RASA means something we get out of doing something great basically. RAS, right? This. So she had R means receive, A means acceptance, and S means summarize, and A means appreciate, right? So that's what it means. And sixth, we had Sowmya. So she talked about 3 stories. One is a story of modaka, laddu, when Lord Ganesha loved laddu, right? Modaka. So she talked about how he got to eat laddu and his grandma's house also. So that is very true. Every grandma in this world is very much curious for the grandchildren. They will give you anything to eat so that your belly become big. So that's the representation of love, I think, from our grandmas. And she also talked about the story of Mahabharata. So Mahabharata story, it was narrated by Lord Ganesh to Vedvyasa. So Vedvyasa listened the story and wrote it down in the form of epic. Seventh, we had Sahana. So she talked about broken tusk. So basically, you should not make fun of anyone. And if you make fun of anyone and someone is making fun of you, don't get distracted by it. Don't get demotivated. Just focus on your strength, focus on yourself, and do something big. And later, if they come to you, the same person come to you, you help them so that maybe they will realize that they were wrong. That's the best way to teach them, and that's the best way that you can do. So that is a key learning. Next, we had Karthik. So he talked about small eyes or focused vision. So basically, it means you should be focused that what you want to do, you should have a vision and you should have a mission, just like companies had, right? So what they want to do, what impact they wanted to create. So you should also have that kind of vision and mission, and focused vision you should have. Next, we had Nikhila. So Nikhila talked about brain rule last chapter. So where she covered lots of aspects about brain, how our brains are different, how men and women's brain are differently wired for different things, how we handle emotions, and men handle emotion, how women handle emotion, and how our talked are, if they are not interesting, people will not listen, something like that. So there are a couple of interesting points that she covered today. So it was the last talk, I think, from the book. Next, we had Hamad. So he does the really wonderful spiritual aspect of the creator, that we should really worship the creator, not the creation, and we should really feel connected, and how small things are really important, can affect you, like something in your teeth, all those things, right? Next, we had Soundarya. So where she covered, you should not get distracted by the fear, because fear is fear is something that comes from the people. So people fear people. If you know this, then you will be able to command the fear, because there will always be someone that you will be afraid. There will always be someone who is better than you. So if you are afraid, if you feel fear, you will not grow. So you need to understand that fear is coming from the people. So that's one thing that I get. Next we had I think Kiran, and when Kiran covered two story, basically he is going to cover in the next book club. One is from the Ola's founder Bhavis Agrawal. Yeah, that is wonderful story. I have not heard it, but I have known from some people, some background. I'm really looking forward. And second, we had the second story we talked about Yasis, right? Yasis Dahiya, right, from Policy Bazaar. So he does those teaser of this, of this upcoming book club, and I'm really looking forward to it. Hope I have covered everyone, and yeah.
Thank you, God, for an amazing life you've given to us. Thank you, God, for the job you have given to us, the food you give to us to eat. Thank you, God, for an amazing health and all the strength you've given in the tough times for all of our friends and families. Thank you, God, for opening a door to Growth Express and Peak Impact Mentorship, to this amazing, beautiful association, so that we can learn from each other. Thank you, God, for the opportunity to speak in the book club, where we can add value to people's life. And thank you, God, for amazing, amazing good things you have provided to us. Amen. So we'll get started then. So we have almost everyone. Saurabh is there. Okay. Rohit, do you want to start?
Yes, sure, bhai.
Awesome.
Hi, everyone. Good evening, and happy Ganesh Chaturthi. And today's book club theme is very good, and I really like it. And I have very special story to share with you all. And I hope you also may have heard about this story. This story is basically, everyone knows, but I just want to remind us that what story is actually tells us. So, in the childhood of Kartikeya and Lord Ganesha, when they were very small children, they were playing in the backyard, or they were playing in the garden, and they saw one fruit. Ganesha saw one fruit, and he approached towards this fruit, and he told Kartikeya, as he was elder, that can you pluck that fruit for me? So he plucked that fruit, and Kartikeya said that I want to have this fruit. So Ganesha said that I spotted it first, so I want to have it. And they both start fighting that I will have that fruit. And this fighting goes to their parents, Lord Shiva and Parvati Ma. And then they said that who can have this fruit, right? This shall be decided. So they called Narayana, the wisdom, all wisdom carrier and all knowing, right? Narayana came and he challenged both of them that whoever will first complete 3 rounds of this world, of this universe, they will have the fruit, right? So जो भी पहले पूरी दुनिया के चक्कर लगाएगा, right? They will have the fruit, right? Simple. So as soon as Kartikeya heard this, he just went to his vehicle, that is more, right? Peacock, and he just sat on it and he just started his journey, right? And our Lord Ganesha, he was very small and cute. He thought that my vehicle is mouse. If I sit on it, it will took me eternity to complete this revolution. So he thought something else, right? And this is where this learning came, right? He thought that I have to complete the 3 round of the world, right? But according to our Ved and Shastra, our parents are our world, right? So why should I complete the revolution of that world when I can see my world is in front of you, in front of me, right? My parents. So what he did, he quickly completed 3 rounds over his parents, Lord Shiva and Parvati Ma, and he said that now I will have the fruit. So Lord Shiva asked, what did you just do? So he said, according to our Ved and Puran, you both are my world, my whole world basically, and I have just completed the three round of my world. And Narayana said that, yeah, is true. According to Ved and Shastra, he is true. This is truth. So, friend, what this story tells us that obviously you have to think critical at the difficult time. Obviously, you should not rely on the mainstream sources. You have to think out of the box, or you have to think, right, like how you can solve particular problem, right? And you also need to remember your root, remember your parents teaching, your Ved, Shastra, Purana, whatever you have learned, right? Good things, you have to recall those things so that in difficult time those things can help you out. And obviously, the greatest learning of all from this story is that our parents are our whole world, because whatever they have done for us and whatever they will do for us, because there is nothing we can do to pay them back, right? There is nothing, obviously. So सभी के parents जो भी हैं यहाँ पे भी हैं, they are their whole world. Just remember this point. Thank you all. Over to you, Kiran.
Amazing, amazing. Lovely, Rohit. Really loved the start, because it's a great start, because yeah, definitely parents are everything. And sometimes we don't acknowledge it, because we take it for granted subconsciously. And then the moment we miss them, we realize how important they are. But yeah, it's unconditional. And thank you so much for sharing the story. Okay, great. Awesome. So we'll move to the next speaker then. I think Naser, if you are available, can you go next? Naser?
Yeah, Kiran, actually, I was not feeling well, so I did not reply. I informed Karthik, and next week I'll continue.
Okay, no worries. Then I'll skip your talk to next week, okay?
Yeah.
Then Sasi, if you're there, Sasi, you want to go next?
Yeah, Kiran.
Okay. Just introduce yourself, everyone, so that because new people are there, so while you start your talk.
Hi, everyone. This is Shekhar. So currently I'm working as a senior data scientist in one of the broad-based company. So I'm totally having the 5+ years of corporate experience. So that's all about me. I'm also really passionate after reading the multiple books, and growth is my major agenda here. So that's the reason. So it's been more than 1.5 years that I'm being part of the club, but from the past 2 to 3 weeks I'm not able to join. So that's the intro about myself. But let me start my topic right now. Today, I just wanted to prepare a very new content to showcase to everyone. I just wanted to ask one question to everyone. When was the last time that you celebrated? I'm repeating the question again. When was the last time that you celebrated? You don't need to say outside, but you think of yourself. With that point, I also wanted to add one more special secret, which I think no one said to you, but I'm just saying right now. If you celebrate more and more like a party hard person for smaller things that you achieve in your life, there is a big thing is coming into your plate in a very shorter period. I'm repeating one more time again. If you celebrate more and more like a party hard person for smaller things that you achieve in your life, then there is a big thing coming to your plate in a shorter period. Don't believe it, maybe most of everyone, but let me tell my story here. These days, I'm attending a lot of interviews. Initially, it is a very hard, like everyone. I'm not getting the calls, I'm not getting any references from the people. Usually, the most of the people of the job searching going on, that's the same thing. But somehow, with some of my friend reference, I managed to get a couple of the interviews, but it went like horrible. And it continued with the second interview also went horrible, third interview also it went horrible. Oh my God, I am in the state of what the hell is happening in this world? Why it is happening to me? It's a common petty process that everyone goes on when they are in the job search, when they not make to clear what continues to do interviews. That's the way that usually people go on. When I'm not any exception here. I also went the same way that as like everyone people went. Somehow I'm attending a lot of PM sessions, been more than 1.5 year. Somehow my subconscious mind is giving me a lot of moral support here. This time I started enjoying like a party hard person. Even I get a call from recruiter. If I'm getting the call of recruiter, I'm enjoying like anything. Yes, I did something. If by any of the course, if the interview conversation went to the actual interview process, I'm like going like a party, I'm going outside, I'm spending some chilling out, doing like anything. No, this time I'm also failing, continuous interviews are failing, but somehow my internally what is happening was, usually we know the interviews accuracy of the clearance of accuracy was less than the 20% of the time that we know. If we given the hundreds of 10 interviews, maybe there is a possibility that we can make the only one or two max to max. That accuracies won't change here. Somehow these accuracies won't change because this is an outcome that we can't control of any interview, because we can do our best, but we can't expect the interviews our outcome, right? So we can't expect. Now somehow, but I'm enjoying like anything, but I don't have any fear right now. For a very small thing, I'm enjoying like anything. Even though the interviews are keep on going off, I'm not able to make it, but still I'm enjoying like anything. This time, suddenly I got 80% hike from one of the company. Again, I'm just failing. Again, I got one more offer, again 120%. Again, I'm failing, but I again one more offer, 140%. Again, I'm failing. I got one more opportunity, 150%. Now again, I'm failing. Today, I given the one of the interview in the one of the big broad-based company. It's one of the good company that I thought I can able to clear initial round. Maybe if I clear that, it may go to the 170% also. Who knows? But do you think is there any magic is happened here? No, absolutely no magic is happened here. I can't able to control the interview outcome. It is happening there. The 20% of the accuracy of the interview clearance, but I can't able to do that. Then what I did was I tried to create so many as much as calls from the interviews. So I tried to manage to get the all sort of interviews. Previously in 1 week, I used to give them like a 4 to 5 interviews. But next week I try to give them the 15 to 20 interviews. But this count is keep on increasing. I'm putting my best to get the multiple calls. Do you think I'm not failing here? If I give in the 20 interviews, my success rate will be the one or two. That is my actual success rate. Not an out of 10. So out of 20 is the 1 or 2 is my success rate. But still, I'm enjoying like anything. You know the reason? I'm enjoying for every smaller things. If you start enjoying for smaller things that you achieve in your life, this small thing does not matter for you. So to given as an outcome to your friends, when you started enjoying like a very smaller things, that your life will become very beautiful. And let me correlate to one of the scenario also. Consider that you are having your wife and husband will be there. Do you think husband usually say we go to the Ooty or we go to the Goa and we'll enjoy like anything, like a party hard person? But do you think the enjoyment come when you go to the Goa, when you go to the some different tourist spot? No. Try to spend a smaller time with your wife. Try to spend a smaller time to your needed people. Then obviously the happiness will already come. Don't try to think that I go to somewhere else, I do make the very bigger things in my life. Don't think of that. Try to see a smaller things where you can able to enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself and you will get a very big things in your life. That's why I just wanted to convey. Thank you, Kiran, very much. What do you think?
Lovely, Sashi, lovely. I am really happy. In fact, I know, although 3 minutes is not very big time to express what you have shared, you've shared so many important points. I am sure the learnings while you have applied for multiple interviews and the offer you got is not that easy as it sounds, but the process when you go through it, when you hear the rejections and then you start questioning about your ability. I've studied, I did everything, but why? And then still you go ahead and do it positively. That is what it matters. But yeah, definitely after some time we'll again call you and share one more learning out of the journey. So amazing share.
And I just wanted to add one more point, Kiran, here. So here my subconscious mind played a very major role, Kiran, here. So initially I'm not a person previously, Kiran, but these days I'm attending, like even I'm registered with the ECW workshop I have attended myself, and I'm attending the PAM, and the book club is also I'm attending from past more than 1.5 years. But somehow I'm not applying anything. But so initially all the people's talk, it is going to my subconscious mind. But it not learned, it did not apply anything. But obviously it is going to my subconscious mind. When I'm in the down phase, when I'm in the small phase, the subconscious mind started giving me these suggestions, this kind of auto suggestion that you can able to say. But the association make the major difference. This is the point that I wanted to add.
Sashi, I think you made a point, very good point, because now you made a point I want to highlight. So you're just 5 years experience, right? And you've been with us for almost 1.5 years closely. And I know you're quite regular. I think hardly have missed any of the sessions, and every week you attend Thursday as well as Saturday. You participate as well. Tell me, how much have you invested on yourself every month? Because I know you've invested now ECW, and every month you invest on yourself, on coaching, mentoring and everything. How much do you invest on yourself?
Yeah, investing is a completely subjective term, Kiran. But to be frank, Kiran, I try to invest more than the 15 to 16%. That's the obvious numbers, maybe in terms of the technological investment, in terms of my growth, and some other cases. But it should be anything. But investing on myself is obviously 15 to 16%. Kiran, it's monthly. I'm talking about, Kiran, monthly.
So 15, 16%, because I know your numbers already a little bit. That is the reason I asked also this question. So it is basically at least 10 to 20K in a month is something I see regularly at least. Is the prediction correct? Little bit.
That's the number, actual number, Kiran. If I'm making a 1 lakh rupees per month, hypothetically, I'm spending like a 20 to 22K. I'm just spending that right now, Kiran.
Correct.
So because for getting the more is also so that I can able to spend more money on myself, Kiran. That is also one of the major reasons. If I get the more package so that I can spend more money on myself, that is the one more reason.
Absolutely. In fact, the reason I highlighted this thing is it is not easy at your age to invest even 20K or 15K. Trust me, because we all have this saving mindset. We tend to pay all the bills, this phone bill, this bill, this bill. If we have EMI, we'll pay EMI also. But we will think 10 times when it comes to investing on ourselves, we will doubt the process again, whether this will give results or not, this will not give results or not. But you being consistently doing now, getting 150% hike, 160% hike, it doesn't sound to you that I've achieved something very big, because it was bound to happen. You're already investing very consistently. So amazing, Sashi. I'm sure a lot of more learnings will come in the coming talks. I'm really excited for you, man. All the best. Thank you so much. Great. So we'll move to the next speaker. Uma, if you're ready, can you go next?
Yeah, sure, Kiran.
Awesome. Yeah, go ahead.
Hello, everyone. So today I'm going to speak about big belly of Ganesha. What does it represent and what is the significance of it? So generally, Ganesha is a god of wisdom and also prosperity. So, Ganesha is lead of the family. Basically, he resolves all the conflicts of the family. So I have read so many stories, and whenever it comes to any conflicts in the family or in the world or anything, he used to solve the issues very calmly and very peacefully. So today I will talk about why the Ganesha has big belly and why it has a serpent around it. So generally, big belly represents prosperity. It represents that Ganesha is a god of prosperity, and all the sea and all it is included in his big belly. But the other symbol of big belly is to digest everything, like anything what is good or what is worse, anything, it is digestible. So if we see the importance of the belly in our body, so whatever we feed, it digests everything and it gives a nutrition to every body parts. So belly is a very important part, and there is a saying in Hindi that घर का मुखिया ऐसा होना चाहिए जैसे पेट जो पचाए सब कुछ और पूरे बॉडी को न्यूट्रिशन दे और एनर्जी दे. So that is the significance, and that indicates how our leader of the family should be. So a leader should be something like that, who digest everything. If any bad thing happens to family or any good thing happens to family, in all situation, he should be calm. He should be, with in all his or her senses, so that all the struggles or all the conflicts can be resolved peacefully. So I would say that, my father is just like this. He has, he has played a very good role just like this. Uh, Many of you know that I came from the background where, education of a girl is a very big thing. And also, not getting married at the right age, more about 20 or 22, is a big thing. So my father has listened all these kind of things, like your daughter is not still married, or why she's doing job and all those things. So he has never spoken to us that what is he's going through, or what society is talking about him, or about my family, or everything. He has just listened till this date, and he has allowed us whatever we wanted, whatever we wanted to achieve. Like I am I have achieved my career at a certain point, and we all three siblings are working very well. So now everyone is appreciating that, appreciating my father, that you have done a very good job and all. But still, he is not exaggerating everything. He is still calm, and he's still digesting everything in himself. So I would say that he is the example of how a mukhya of a family should be. And this is what the big belly of the Ganesha represents. So that was all from my side.
Wow, amazing, Uma. It's really amazing. The examples you brought from your real life, your personal examples, and conveyed the message as well, and covered with emotions. Lovely, lovely sharing, Uma. Thank you so much for sharing. And definitely, father figure is really powerful. Thank you so much. Great. So we'll move to the next speaker. Nikita, if you're available, Nikita, you're there. Do you want to go next? Not sure if Nikita can hear.
Me?
Yep, you.
Just give me 1 second, because can I go next? It's just because my cat's sitting right in front of my computer. I'll have to change the whole setup. I'm standing and listening.
No worries.
So,
I'll call you next, maybe. I think who else is switched on the video? Apoorva is there. Apoorva, go next.
Yeah, can go next.
Yeah.
Just a minute. I'll just share my screen. Okay. Yes. So hello all. So as today's theme is Ganesh Chaturthi, and we have a few topics with us. So the topic of the day is Modak in hand, which is reward for efforts. I think this topic is already covered by Sasi, but I'll try to cover a few more points into this. So to define exactly what is reward, yeah. So if you Google the definition of rewards, the Google says rewards are something given to someone in recognition of their services, efforts, or achievements. So already this definition says like the rewards are given to someone. But here we are trying to define like rewards should be given to yourself. Further, it defines the type of rewards, that is intrinsic and extrinsic, where it means intrinsic is kind of satisfaction or a motivation, and basically something which is non-materialistic or monetary, whereas extrinsic is all sorts of rewards which we have currently with us, like for example, you get some credit points on spendings, and we get a few like employees get some recognition or rewards from the organization, and so on. So these kinds of rewards, like the monetary or the materialistic kind of rewards, get into this extrinsic category. So why it is important to reward yourself? Well, it might be to know your ability, to know your talent, where you lie, uh, to know about your failures so that you can improve, to know your circumstances, and to know your capability. So how do we reward? So how do you reward yourself? So here I would like to invite you all for the participation of defining your efforts versus the reward. So I will be just switching on the stopwatch for 30 seconds, and I would like to share your habit or effort which you are putting in, and the reward you are planning to or you have given to yourself. So I will be just starting the stopwatch. Yeah, 30 seconds.
So we have to write the reward or you have to speak?
Anything will do.
Okay, so let's
Yeah.
participate.
Okay, time is up. Okay, so let's read the chat. Okay, a lot of chat. Okay. Okay. So food, recognition for efforts, clothes, pat on back. I eat great dessert if I eat my salad with dinner. Okay, I can relate to Nikita. Even I am the same. Sleep and movie, shopping, food, movies, getting gadgets. To solve one error which I was facing since last week, and I rewarded myself with biryani. Okay, veg. Okay, just a smile on face. Shop something online, chill out, traveling. Okay. I think these are very great rewards which you are giving to yourself. So any sharings, if anyone wants to speak about.
I thought this was like rewarding ourselves just now in this 30 seconds. So I just felt just smiling on my face will be greatest reward that I can give for myself. So
Okay. Okay, that's great. Thank you. Yeah, anyone else? If anyone wants to. We have one more message, I guess. Okay, I don't reward myself. Okay.
Uma does not reward herself. People reward her.
Yeah.
That's so special.
Okay.
To be honest, I find ways to reward myself. Like I was thinking to eat something and I motivated myself to resolve that error. And I just quickly grab the phone and I order biryani.
I know. I do that as well.
Yeah, I think food is the greatest reward for ourselves. I think favorite food, to be very precise, I guess.
Divya, going out for dinner with whom? With family, with friends, or alone? With family, yeah, nice. Okay, good. People are shy, yeah?
Yeah, but still we got many answers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, then I think I can just wind up with my talk. Yeah. Thank you all. It was fun. Thank you.
Cool, amazing. Thank you so much, Apoorva. It's really creative and very nice. We got to know what rewards people.
Yeah.
Awesome. Great. So, Nikita, if you're ready, we'll go next.
Yeah, okay. Let me see. Yeah, okay. Hi, everyone.
Spotlight.
Yeah, okay. So I was going to talk about listening as the big ears. And when I thought about listening, the first thing that most people think about is as when you're a listener, okay? Now I'm going to try and in 3 minutes, try and talk about listening as in when you're a listener and thinking about listening, what others do when you're communicating as well, or when you're the speaker. So let's first talk about listening when you're the listener. Now, I cannot remember the name of the person. He's written a great book on listening, Daniel something, I think. And he's come up with this acronym from Sanskrit language, the meaning of which is juice or rasa, which is basically the sense of everything. And that acronym RASA represents what we need to do when we're listening. So R stands for receive, A is appreciate, S for summarize, and A for ask. So receive, when you're listening to somebody, receive what they're saying just with acceptance. Okay, so you try and pay attention to it, receive the message, and then A is the acceptance. So you're showing an appreciation. So you're showing that you're listening by giving verbal cues, nodding along, smiling, or saying, oh, really, asking those kind of verbal cues that you're giving. S is summarized, and that begins with the so. So when the speaker is talking and you go, so what you're saying is, and in a sense you summarize what the speaker's been saying, then you're showing that, okay, you understood what the person's saying and you've been paying attention. So S is for summarize, and A is ask. So when you want to ask more clarifying questions or something leading on to it, then ask. So rasa is basically listening when you're the listener. Now, another thing that we need to avoid doing when the acceptance or appreciation is given, when you're appreciating what the other person's talking, what we tend to do is, and I do that a lot as well, so I'm trying to work on it, is we go, I know. And sometimes I do it out of excitement. It's like, I know, right? And it's just, what you're doing is when you say, I know, it's just telling the other person, okay, well, I know this already. There's no new learning for me. And if you're not open to learning new things, what's the point? So avoid the trap of going, I know, and try and be more realistic. Show, okay, ask leading questions and go and yes. Okay, so or yes and. So you go yes and if you want to add on to something. But the trap of I know is kind of off-putting. So that's basically the acronym of rasa. And when you're the speaker, also consider the fact that the other person listening comes from their own perspective and they have their own filters. So always consider your communication is not just what you're communicating, but what the other person understands. So be open-minded and, well, be clear. That's about it. Thank you.
Wow, amazing, Nikita. In fact, Rasa sound to me NASA, so I think I'll never forget now. Receiving, appreciation, summarize, and ask. Actually, it's too good, the kind of acronym what Nikita shared. And if you practice again and again, and it becomes really good. And even I do it sometimes. I know. In fact, initially I used to do I know, but after that I do I know within me. I don't speak I know. I said I know. Ye pata hai, ye pata hai. So now I'm working on that internal I know dialogue, so that even if I remove that, I can actually absorb what people are genuinely saying in an innocent way. So really nicely covered, Nikita. Thank you so much. Great. So we'll move to the, before I call Karthik, Sahana, let me call Sowmya. Sowmya, you want to go next?
Yes, Kiran, I wanted to go next because we are in the celebration mode anyways. My husband and other people will be thinking, what, this girl will never join us. Anyways.
Hi.
In the list of topics that Apoorva had given to me, I didn't know what is that Uneaten Sweets about. So I thought, let me Google and explore and come up on the talk on that. So I was searching, like, it means that Ganesha, I got two stories about modakam, what he ate. One is because his grandmother used to pamper him so much. It seems like feeding him the laddus so much. When he was in some place, I don't remember now. So after coming back to Kailasa, the Parvati had couldn't give more of laddus for Ganesha, it seems. So what she thought, innovative mother, she thought, let me make modakam. So that's how she came up with modakam. So she gave present to the Ganesha. And another story says that the lady, I forgot the name. Okay, that lady invited Shiva and his family to their house for giving just for a lunch or something. Shiva and his family accepted invitation for a lunch, and they came home, and she know that Arthi, I think she know that she could Ganesha loves modaka, and she since Ganesha is the first prayed god actually, and Vigna Nivaraka, what's it says. So she gave she gave modaka. She put one condition for Shiva that only when Ganesha satisfied after eating the modakas, she would give food to Lord Shiva. So that's how Ganesha took that food to eat, and modaka, he ate 21 modakas, and he gave a good birth, and he could he was satisfied. So that's how modaka became very famous. And yeah, so Uneaten Sweets, and one more. I even asked my uncles here, like what is the reason that Ganesha has kept sweets and it is not, it is uneaten. And one of the stories which he said is Ganesha had a lot of distractions, and at the same time he had very good concentration power as well. So he's the one author of Mahabharata. So when Valmiki asked that he wants to write Mahabharata, Ganesha had put his challenge. It seems like you should tell Mahabharata full at a stretch. If you stop in between, I will go run away, because he was so distracted. So that's how he's a symbol of leadership, I can tell. So that's it. Thank you. No.
Lovely. I hope your daughter is fine. But
Yeah, she has little cough.
Cough. And yeah, get well soon. Good. Really nice, Sowmya. We learned 3 new stories. In fact, I love that last stories as well. I could in fact relate with it. In a couple of 2 stories, it's something new for me as well. I really learned something new today. So thank you.
I googled it.
Yeah. So it's really nice. That last Mahabharata story was really good, because I've not heard completely deep into it, but yes, everything is connected actually. That we call
that is a true story. Like that's how he told to Vedavyasa. It seems like that's why in between Mahabharata there are many deeper stories inside to make. So Ganesha used to ask question. It seems, why this is like this, why this is like that. For that to answer, Vedavyasa used to go deeper stories.
Awesome.
That's how.
Thank you so much, Sowmya, for an amazing sharing. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kiran.
Awesome. So before we move to the next half of the book club, we'll quickly invite all the new folks who have joined for the first time. You can maybe introduce yourself if you're joining for the first time here. I don't know how many people are new. I know Balaji joined for the first time, and Hamad already joined last week. Ramesh is new. I think 2 people. So Balaji and Ramesh, why don't you quickly maybe introduce to the whole team your name, profession, where you're joining from, maybe a little bit, very short intro. Balaji, do you want to go?
Sure. Hello everyone, this is Balaji here. I work with TAT Solutions as a supply chain associate with them. I work in Bangalore, but I'm not a native Bangalorean. So I'm from north part of Karnataka. So this is pretty much about me. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you, Balaji. And any one expectation from your side? Why did you join? Why were you looking for a community like this?
Absolutely. I mean, it's okay to, I mean, what I could say. I was looking for an opportunity where I could maybe upskill my thought process, understand from different, like what a mindset people, how do they behave in the community, or how do they like represent a society. So that's what my idea was. So maybe this platform would be that one such opportunity for me to explore, I guess.
Super. Thank you so much, Balaji, for the introduction. Thank you so much. Great. Ramesh, if you are online, you can also quickly introduce yourself, Ramesh, with video if possible.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, myself Ramesh. Hi, good evening. Good evening to everyone. I am from Hyderabad, Telangana. Currently, I am working in Chartered Accountant firm. I completed my MBA in 2018. I'm staying in Hyderabad for the past 5 years. Why I choose this club is we don't learn experience in a very, very quick way, and we can't read books at a time. So that it will be very useful to me. That's why I joined in this club.
Smart decision. Huh? At one and a half hour, you learn so many learnings from the books.
Yeah, right.
Thank you so much, Ramesh, for the introduction.
Yeah, thank you.
Right. Great. Good. So I think we are done. I hope if anyone is new, do let me know. Do maybe message me. I'll call you back for the introduction. So over to you, Karthik. Next, Karthik is there. Yep.
Thank you so much, Kiran. So, should I explain about PIM, Kiran? Like, what
so I've
PIM?
given the overview. Maybe if you want, you can just touch upon a few interesting things which you're working at PIM and Growth Express, and then maybe you can carry on with the talks as well.
Okay, perfect. So, hi all, this is Karthik and Sahana. If you don't know us, I work in the IT industry. She works with the investment banking in Bangalore. So, I think Kiran has given some background about PIM, right? So I think I want to share some of the services PIM offers. And PIM workshop usually happens on Saturday evening, where Vijay comes up with so many topics. You can't believe, I think from past 2 years, he's speaking every weekend, and every weekend the topic is different and the topic is not repeated, right? Because one of the persons, right, who was new, he was asking, he's taking from 2 years, right? Will he repeat the topics? Right? So there are so many growth aspects. So he doesn't repeat, and he has not repeated till now. So yeah, and as a follow-up, we have this book club, right, where we have to implement our learnings, right? It has to be not just theoretical. And other services we have, one is called AYP, Ascend Your Peak program, right? So it's a combination of book club, PM, and one-on-one communication with your coach, right? Whoever it may be, your coach is, okay? So, and we have one more, like career impact report, CIR, right? It is like you will know about your kundli, kind of, right? About your personality, right? You need to, it's like just like Google Maps. You need to, if you want to go somewhere, you need to know where you are starting, right? So similarly, our personality, it has so many pros and cons, right? We need to know, we need to understand. So that CIR is actually from John Maxwell's team, and Vijay is a certified disc trainer, right? So we have that one, and we have ECW, Effective Communication Workshop, right? So effective communication is not just about talking or English skills, it is more about connecting, right? So, and I think in a year, Vijay does only 3 such workshops, and this year it's already closed. So if you want to join, it will be like next year. So we have other one-on-one, coaching, like it can be on so many different aspects, and it is personalized to what the person needs, or right. So you can get in any of us, like Kiran or myself or any of us, to get like more details on it, right? So this is about it, and I just want to share last week's PIM's workshop which was conducted. So I hope you are able to see. So this last week, Vijay spoke about passion. So he has taken passion series, and I hope you know, like majority of us don't have clarity after we reach some point of time. We don't know where we are going. We need some direction. We need to know what we are passionate about, right? To save the rest of our years. So he started last week was his first session, and this is available. Let me ping you the link if you want to see it. I mean, view the recording. Okay, so this is the link. Okay, so this is the course which was taken last week. He spoke about strengths, weakness, interests. What is the belief you have on your strengths and weakness, right? So you can see whatever the course covers, right? Everything is included here. So he's a PIM founder, and we have 2 reviews also from Saurabh and Shahid, right, on this course. You can check it out. I have provided you the link, right? Cool. So this is about some courses we are offering. So yeah, I think Sahana will cover her talk, then I will start my talk.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Happy Thursday. And this is a special weekend because I think we are doing a traditional sort of a topic for the first time in our book club. So I want to talk about the broken tusk of Lord Ganesha. I'll just give like a 30 seconds background of what actually happened. There are multiple anecdotes on this, but I will tell you the one that I could relate the most. Ganesha would have his tummy full. He's someone who loves food, and he'd have a wonderful feast at Kubera's house, was the very rich gods back then. So he has a nice feast, and while on his way back, that's on his birthday. This is the Chaturthi, and while on his way back, he'll be riding on his cute little mouse, which is called as Dinka. I like the name also. And while he's riding the mouse, and he comes, I mean, he's so full of food. And he falls off the mouse sees a snake, and obviously he runs, and Ganesha loses balance and he falls. And the moon from the top, he'd be shining, and he looks at Ganesha and he laughs. We all come across a situation where someone will laugh at one of our failures. We all do come across, right? At least from childhood to now, we would have had people laughing at something that we have thought big of. So that's just like that, like how Ganesha loves food. He ate and he came, and the laddus that were in his stomach came off, and he broke his tusk. While getting up, he broke his tusk. And then, Ganesha will be trying to put all the laddus back into his stomach, and the moon shines bright, and he laughs. He mocks at him basically. And Ganesha really gets furious, and he says that, you will convert into a no moon with this power, with this word of mine. And moon says, he pleads for mercy, and he says, fine, but if you ever shine and ever laugh at anybody, you will turn black. So this is what Ganesha says, and he writes back again. But his broken tusk still stands there, and the moon cannot control. And even to this day, they say on Ganesh Chaturthi day, you should never look at the moon, because Ganesha doesn't like moon. So he says, on my birthday, if you ever shine, I will curse you. But moon, obviously, there are multiple stories behind that, but that the moon still shines, and it still rains on Ganesh Chaturthi every time. So what I wanted to share is, so back in school and college, I had people mocking at a lot of things in me. I was not fashionable. I was not someone who was very presentable. Although I was good, I was good at speaking and all of that, but I have faced a lot of, I can say ragging, in fact. People have made fun of me, saying that I'm not a fair skin tone and all. But today, I proudly say that those people come to me for any queries that they have with respect to health, hair, skin, or whatever that is. Because I took it as a passion, and I did not stop myself thinking that, okay, they are mocking me, and I will not be able to present myself. But yes, this platform helped me in developing my skills. So I was able to stand against my odds and face it. And so, that's what I wanted to say. If there is something that is bothering you and people are mocking at it, I think you should go ahead and challenge it and do it. So that's what I wanted to share. Thank you.
Okay. So I also wanted to continue on this, right? What was my topic? Small eyes. Okay. So it was about focused vision, right? So I want to tell this story, which speaks so much. Okay. So there was this guy, and he was in Bangalore. So he wanted to travel to Hyderabad. Okay. It was like a life and death situation. And he was going from Bangalore to Hyderabad on a mission, right? So he was supposed to reach Hyderabad tomorrow. So he books a train ticket, right? And tonight he has to travel, right? So he starts from his home, and on the way, Bangalore traffic jam. So he will be like rushing because it's time for the train. Okay, and because of traffic jam, the cab will get stuck. So he will get out. He will take all the luggage and he will run to the railway station, right? And fine, it was almost the time, and the train has already started. He runs, like, right, in the movies how the heroes catch train, right? So he learns with all this luggage, and he finally gets into the train. So he was like gasping, right? And he was okay. Yeah, finally, then the person who was sitting next to him, right, he gives water, and he drinks, and he was like, okay, finally I boarded the train, right? Then comes the ticket collector, so asking for the ticket. So this guy gives the ticket, and TC asks him, where are you going? He tells Hyderabad, and the TC tells this train is going to Chennai. You have boarded the wrong train, right? So what will he'll be like, what did I do? So what does he do? Like, he has to reach Hyderabad tomorrow, right? So if in this situation, I want to pose one question, right? Do you think he will? Okay, it's okay. At least you give me whatever ticket, I will go wherever I want. This train goes. Will he tell that, or the second option, whether he will get down in the next station? I mean, then catches the Chennai train somehow and boards the Chennai train. What does he do actually in this situation? Option one or option two? Right. Option one is like he should go to Hyderabad, but sorry, he should go to Chennai, but he has boarded Hyderabad train. Yeah, option two, right? So yeah, like, okay, yeah, I'm getting option two response, right? So if that is the case, the same thing. If I ask a question about yourself or myself, you can ask, right, once this is over. Okay, where do you want to go? Okay, do you have a vision for yourself, right? Every company you work for has a vision, has a mission, right? If you go to any interview also, the first thing is you will see a board. Okay, there is a vision, there is a mission statement for a company. Same thing. Do you have a vision statement and mission statement? Okay, I'm not asking you whether it is there in your house as a board. Need not be, but at least is it there in your heart? Is it there in your mind, right? Where you want to go? Okay, then comes whether you're boarding a right train or wrong train. Correct. But majority of let us accept the truth. This is truth actually, right? It can be, right, truth, or sometimes not good, right? We don't have a vision, right? And we have boarded some train. We don't know where this train is going, right? And if we don't know where this train is going, and chances are high that the destination may not be good, right? So yeah, so this is what I wanted to share. Thank you so much. Over to you, Kiran.
Awesome. Amazing, Karthik. In fact, the train story sounds so simple, but once you go through that pain, when you board a wrong train or wrong something, the pain is little difficult at that time. And same goes with life. It may not be visible right now, but it's kind of trickle effect after 5 years, 7 years, and then you look back and say, "Acha yaar, ye to humne kabhi chaya hi nahi tha. We never wanted to do this, but see where we are." So really simple and very impactful, Karthik. Thank you so much for sharing your talk. Great. Awesome. We'll go to the next speaker then. Nikhila, if you're there. Nikhila, you want to go next?
Yes, sir. I can go.
Okay. Will you be able to switch on the video as well, Nikhila? Or?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Awesome.
I want to share my screen.
Yep.
Hello, everyone. This is Nikhila. So today I am going to talk about the last two rules from the book called Brain Rules by John Medina. So before going to these two rules, let me just recall the rules that I have spoken till now. So first one is about exercise. Let me just scroll it one by one. Yeah, first rule is about exercise boost brain power. So it tells us the importance of physical activity in our daily lives. And then next one is about gratitude. So how the gratitude helps and how it affects the brain to be more positive. And then the next one is about the human brain evolved too. So our brain is evolved in such a way that we need to have less stress in our lives. And then the next one is about every brain is wired differently. So we cannot expect no two people to think in the same way. And then the fourth one is we people don't pay attention to the boring things. And then fifth one is about the long-term memory and then short-term memory. And then the sleep. Next rule is about sleep. So we need we human beings need sleep in order to perform well in our regular lives. And the next one is about stress. So we should not have stress, because stressed brains will not work or function properly. And then the next one is about the sensory integration. That means we five senses. Out of five senses, which sense is the main thing? And so in that, vision is the important senses that we have in all the five senses. And the next rule that I'm going to talk about today is the male and female brains are different. So we all know, right, that men are from Mars and then women are from Venus. So the main reason behind that thing is our brains. So it is said that biologically the two brains are different, so that we cannot even think that two genders think in a same way. So they also explained about how it is different in terms of physically, like there are some parts in the woman brain. So there is one part, amygdala, so that mainly represents for emotions. So whenever we feel emotional, that means that part in that brain triggers some kind of emotion, so that we will feel. That part itself is different when compared to the male and female brains. So that is why it is said that male thinks logically and then woman thinks emotionally if anything happens. So this is the main reason between that. And then next tool I'm going to talk about is about exploration. So yes, we all know that, right? Our ancestors and all, they used to live outside and they used to travel a lot. So and it has been designed like that. So even if we don't go out for some time, defaultly we will feel that. So that is mainly due to this natural thing that has been developed since our ancestors' time. So yeah, these are the two rules that I would like to share today. So finally, I have completed these rules. So and thank you so much for giving the opportunity. I'm really so happy. And lastly, happy Vinayak Chaturthi to everyone.
Amazing, amazing. Very lovely sharing, Nikhila. I hope this message, what you just shared, how men's brain and female brains are different, we should have taken the screenshot, we'll share with everyone, because people should know, so that if people know, they won't fight anymore. So yeah. It's not that the intentions are wrong, it's sometimes it's just the way we think, the way both genders think are a little different. And really amazing share, Nikhila. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Great, awesome. So we'll go next. I think Hamad wanted to speak. Hamad, if you're online, if you can hear me, Hamad.
Yes, Kiran, I am. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, Hamad. So is it possible for you to switch on the video as well, Hamad?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, perfect. Thank you so much. Go ahead, Hamad. All yours.
Thank you so much. I'll just share my screen if you allow me.
It's there.
Just a moment. So, hi all. I mean, the time when I actually saw the particular topic, something that I actually correlate to Ganesh festival is my childhood. So what happened was, like, we used to stay in a small town where during my primary school, as my father was a government servant, and we used to stay in a locality where all the cottages were there for government servants. And it was like whenever there used to be a Ganesh Chaturthi festival season coming up, so the entire colony kids used to start collecting that vargani that we used to call, and I used to be a very active participant of that particular group, used to enjoy and all those things. So I always try to correlate those memories wherein we used to have a lot of things that we used to do. Like for the entire 10 days of the festival, we used to organize various programs and all that things. So, but over a period of time, when I when I started exploring more things, and started more and more open my imagination and all those things. So I started learning on different aspects of life as well. So that's what I thought it would be really good that I can also share and connect with you guys with that. So I really like the idea that Kiran basically started with praising the creator and praying to creator, saying that for help, because that's what we reach out for, right? So the things that I'm trying to cover today is just imagine there are certain things that I'm trying to come up with very very simple simple examples from our daily life that everybody can correlate to. So just imagine if something is stuck between our teeth. So what happens is, like, we eat many things, but something goes and stuck in our teeth, and we just try. So it's like so irritating sometimes. At times, you do not tolerate it. So how long can our teeth tolerate it? So what we do is we just until unless it is removed from there. Secondly, like, just imagine if a minute dust particle enters our eyes. So how long can our eyes tolerate? Until unless it is cleaned completely, it's wiped out, you'll cry and all the things. And then once the eye is completely clean, that's how we feel relaxed. So just imagine in case a minute insect goes in your ears, and which is like all protected by your wax and everything. However, it gives you a pain. It gives you so it's just that, even if this particular thing happens to us, like, how long our ear basically tolerates it. It's like until unless that comes out of it. And so just imagine like, when we talk about our lungs, so we have lungs which basically breathe, inhale and exhale the air. So if a drop of water enters our lungs, how long that lungs tolerate that? I mean, immediately you see that we start coughing, and until unless that comes out, we don't feel relaxed. So that is how. And just imagine, we eat many things, many healthy food, but just in case a bad bacteria enters our stomach, and we have a upset stomach, right? So all these things come into picture. So like the same way I just wanted to say, like each body part of human being is like pure from associating anything with it. So what happens is, when every body part that we have is doing its job, and anything that gets associated, or anything that comes, an external factor comes to that, we basically feel restless and all. So the same way, I'm just trying to correlate things. I mean, this is all my thought process when I used to think about the creator, and also I thought it would be a good thing that I can share with you guys as well. That the same way our creator deserves to stay pure from any other associates that we do sometimes. And our creator has created human beings to purely believe and worship the creator alone. And thus our creator doesn't tolerate its creation associating partners with it. And sometimes what happens is, like, I mean, we certainly also believe in, sometimes we fall prey to Saturn at times, and that's how we start following different things. The only thing that I want to say is, like, the only thing that our creator hates is to unite or associate others with him in worship. Okay. And just an example that I think somewhere I read this in some books, wherein it says, if in case the creator comes, I mean, if the skies, what we see, like the skies are all together, so if the skies come to know about the severity of or the creator's anger of uniting others and praising others instead of supreme God alone, then it will be like, the skies will go burst into pieces. And so and that's how, like, the Saturn's only intention is to divert the human beings to believe one God and to worship and the creator alone. So just few examples again, like, the universe is created for us, and to ponder us. So I believe that the universe, if anybody, like whenever we go for traveling, we just look at the skies which are standing without pillars and support, and we see the universe all across. And then we have, if we look at the sun spreads its lights into the entire universe. The earth and the other planets are basically, and the other galaxies are being created for human beings, for our habitat. And the creator has our creator has kept various signs for us altogether, like various signs for us to think and understand it, right? So today, the only thing that I want my group members, my beloved group members, to think about is, I would like to invite you to ponder about all these aspects, all these nature that is surrounding us, and think about like how the creator has been how the creator has created it, and given us a chance to explore and live as a habitat here. So the only message that I want to give to all my friends is, like, I mean, this is my learning, this is my research that I've done, and I've just come to this kind of a conclusion. Certainly people may have an opinion to differ, or may have a difference of opinion there. So the only message that I want to give you today is, like, worship the creator and not the creation of it. So because that's a basic concept that I've actually learned over a period of time, after learning various books, various studies, and so that's how. So that was the whole and soul message that I want to convey. Thank you so much.
Wow, that's amazing, Hamad. Really enjoyed it, because it touched upon very minute things. Yeah, definitely we need to be grateful for the creator and everyone, because we don't know. In fact, we can't even imagine the power what the creator can have. It's just beyond humans' imagination. And you pointed out the very small aspect. If something goes to eyes, ears, it's very, very small, but it really irritates, and you can't do anything except to focus and then fix it. So small thing really matters, and then being grateful for whatever we have is really good. Thank you so much, Hamad, for sharing it. I know it was your first talk. I really loved it. I enjoyed it. I hope you come again with multiple good talks around us, so that we all can run together. Thank you so much.
In a learning phase, Kiran. I mean, there's a lot more to learn from you guys. First thing, so when it was a Ganesh Chaturthi kind of a theme, I was like immediately able to correlate my childhood to that, and I thought, okay, it will be a really good thing that I can at least share something to start with. But eventually, I'll be in touch with you guys in the sense that I would like to understand the entire process of how you people deal with, and what all things that you cover, so that I can come prepared, maybe at least after skipping 1 or 2 weeks.
Absolutely, Hamad. We'll love to see you. Thank you so much for sharing the learnings. Great. All right. So I think we have last 1 or 2 speakers, I guess. Soundarya, if you're online, you can go next. Soundarya, if you can listen, if you can hear me. Soundarya, you're on mute, in case you can listen, or else I'll go. Okay.
Hello.
Oh, she's there. Hey, hi, Soundarya.
Hi, Kiran. Hi, all.
You want to go next?
Yeah, sure. I can go next.
Perfect.
All right. Okay. Hi, folks. Today I'm going.
Soundarya, I'm switching off your video. I think it's bad network.
Share something really important, very valuable, and secret. Oh, okay. All right. Am I audible now?
Yeah, you're audible better.
All right. Okay. All right. Hi, folks. Today, I'm going to share something really important, secret, and valuable. So I would like you all to be very careful and alert. Fear affects people It's how we choose to overcome it. I learned how successfully people can overcome the deepest of their deepest fears in this chapter, build confidence and destroy fear. Number one, action cures fear. Isolate your fear and then take constructive action. Doing nothing about a situation will only strengthen the fear and destroy confidence. Now, recently, I was not knowing what is happening in my life. And through this PIM workshop, I just, through the acquaintance by Vijay, I just got to know that the life is segmented into eight categories. And in that, I just analyzed the pattern, the emotional pattern that I carry in every segment. And I just got to know that most of my fears are due to the condition of my brain, due to the external factors, and not even the internal factors that I carry. So I got this clarity. And when I took this action of analyzing my life, now I don't have fear of my life. I'm living my life. Number two, focus on positive thoughts in your memory bank. Do not let negative thoughts to overpower you, because it will only destroy you. Simply refuse to recall unpleasant events or any situations that you have had in the past. Now, I'm so much positive in my thoughts that I don't recall any negative memories. It's not just the situations that people are afraid of, it is also the people. People are afraid of people. Oh my God, I have to confess this. When I joined this peer, many people who are ahead of me, like for example, I'm talking in a possible aspect. I saw Kiran, I saw Supra. Oh my God, so many people. They have Rohit as well. Yeah. So there are so many people who have tremendous knowledge. And I was like, how will I even stand or share the platform with such people? But then I understood that people are alike. They are not different. And I got a balanced view of the other person. It's just that the understanding attitude has to be developed. And when I understood that this platform is all about helping oneself, I became more comfortable. Number four, practice doing what your conscience tells you is right. This prevents a poisonous guilt complex from developing yourself. Doing what's right is a very practical rule for success. Now, in PIM, I talk most of the times about my life experiences. So in life, we don't get a true guide to learn. So it's all about from the true experiences that we learn from. So most of the times, I just fear that, people will know my biography. But sometimes it really gets me a proper clarity of where I'm heading towards and gets me a clear picture of my life. So it just says me that, I'm in a right platform and I'm doing right, speaking out loud. So that's not a problem for me. Number five, say, I am confident, really confident, not I feel confident, but I am confident. Confidence is something that you know that you have a weakness and at the same time you have a strength. Now, when you have weakness, you have to start working on your weakness and at the same time exhibit that strength. So when there are multiple people around you, you know that there are people ahead of you and also the people at the back of you. So when you share the room or when you walk into the room, you can just be yourself because you're confident and you're unique. World successful people are always alert and careful. I am trying to become one among them. How about you? Because it is working for me. So I urge you to try it out. So be alert and be careful. My third stage, third time, 3 minutes in the book club. I'm careful and alert to not exceed my 3 minutes because last time I really messed it up and I discovered it through recording. So when you are at peace, you will be alert and you will be careful about your actions. Thank you. Over to you, Kiran.
Wonderful. Amazing, Soundarya, really amazing. And the last portion, I really loved it, because being a self-awareness of your mistake, because I always tell people, you listen yourself, you'll understand what is the feedback you need. You don't have to ask anyone else. For most of the time, you would know the feedback ourselves. Really amazing. You learned the feedback without me telling you. In fact, you learned it, you yourself implemented it, and then you corrected it. And your speech pattern, your confidence shows, and it is really amazing. I'll maybe share the notes, what you shared with me before you presented the talk in the Telegram channel as well. People also can review the talk, as few of the disturbances were there in the background. So thank you so much, Soundarya. It was really amazing. Okay. Cool. I think we have around 3 minutes. So even I'll take 3 minutes, not more. Give you just teaser about what next week is coming up. I have amazing stories for you. So the couple of people whom I've been learning with them very closely, and I'm watching their actions. And one was Ola's founder, Bhavesh Agarwal, and another is, I think, Yashish Dalia is Policy Bazaar's founder. And both of them are pretty successful. Policy Bazaar story is pretty emotional and pretty inspiring. So I'll just touch upon for the teaser what I'll be covering next week across these two entrepreneurs. So how many of you know about these two people? Do you know what is the basic background of these people have? Kahan se aaye hain, and what these people have? So if anyone knows, you can maybe write down in the chat. If no, then I will share. Okay. So just to give a basic background, both of them, I think the Yashish Dahiya, who's the founder of Policy Bazaar, he graduated from IIT Delhi, and Bhavesh Agarwal graduated from IIT Bombay. Bhavesh Agarwal's JE rank was 23. I think Yashish Dahiya rank was normal like me maybe. And Yashish Dahiya's age is around 48 right now. He started Policy Bazaar at the age of 38, I think 37 or 38. And now Policy Bazaar is valued as $1 billion company already. And Bhavesh started quite early. Bhavesh started at the age of, while in the college. The story of Bhavesh Agarwal is very nice, because there are a couple of 2 points I'll really cover. It is very, very interesting. And Bhavesh was born and brought up from a background where two of them, their mummy, daddy were doctors. So the studious wala nature was already there. It was drilled down. But Bhavesh always believed in freedom. Usko enjoy karna tha life se. So he was in the childhood, he enjoyed a lot. But in 11th, 12th, he was sent to Kota, Rajasthan to study. And that bugger didn't study. Don't let me enjoy the freedom. He did not read for any JE. He did not clear as well after 2 years. And he came back to home. And that is when some decision he took in his life. He took a very strong decision that he wanted to appear for IIT. And it was so focused. He told clearly in his interview that every day he studied for 16 hours. Every single day he closed his room. 16 hours is to study. That's it for complete 1 year. And his focus levels were at its peak. So one thing he told me, I used to enjoy definitely the mathematics and all those stuff to solve problem. But initially when I went for 2 years for Kota, Rajasthan, I was not focused. I was not actually studying properly. And that is the reason the result was it was actually predictable. But that 1 year, he actually studied pretty hard, and the hard work he put, he was in fact expecting that he would get a rank of maybe in single digit. Uske papa sochte the ki wo number 1 aayega. But definitely when you write competitive exam, even a 1 mark can create a huge difference. And that is how he got a rank of 23. Even then, after he went to college, he always wanted to do something of his own. He was not an academician, right? You see a lot of people who are very studious, they go to college, they crack 9-pointers, 8-pointers, and they're always in the labs and doing something. This guy was a chaggi. If you don't know in Hindi language, chaggi ka matlab, he was below average in college. 6.7 or 6.8, he graduated from the college. But he was a person who used to always try to follow his passion, try to do something interesting. He used to develop a lot of websites for different companies. And when he was an intern, so in his initial journey of college, he already identified technology is something he used to really like it, and used to develop a lot of free projects. And he used to also earn in the next end of third or fourth, he used to earn 20-30K as a pocket income by developing some website and giving to some people. And because of his grade and all, he used to feel a little bit bad that he used to not compete with his classes. But eventually he cracked the interview of Microsoft in the 4th year. And in the campus and in the company, he was always looked. When people used to talk to him, they realized that ye banda tikega nahi, ye chhod ke chale jayega. Because every time in the lunch break, he used to talk about some idea, some good technology he used to work. He was so passionate about it, super passionate. And you see, if you see the journey, the mindset of what he was developed, it started long back. The reason I'm sharing this story is not to highlight that Bhavesh was very smart or talented, because once you know the later part of story, you'll be amazed कि यार IIT JEE 23 rank, इसने भी फेलियर देखा है क्या, इसको क्यों फेलियर आएगा, सब लोग तो हाँ हाँ बोलेंगे, इतना शार्प बंदा है, कौन मना करेगा. But the kind of failure he went through, you won't believe it. And the failure what he went through, and still he managed to come out of it, and how he transformed Ola, and still he's going on. It's still not profitable yet. And how he's being grounded, and how his family, his wife motivated him to develop few products. I'll just share all this story in the next upcoming book club. And about Yashish Dahiya, I think this person you'll relate a lot, because this guy was passionate about sports. Bachpan se he came from army background. His dad was in Indian Army and all, and he used to always become an army officer. That was his dream. And while he was writing JEE, he also had an exam called SSB. If you know, if you know about defense, so SSB Service Selection Board. And at that time, he wrote the JEE because few people identified that he's good in physics or mathematics. And since that time, he was so passionate about sports, health, and fitness. And that is who he was. And he claimed in the interview that he never had a big goal that time. He was never clear what he really wants to go, where he wants to go. But he always made sure whatever he did, he enjoyed to the fullest. मर मर के काम नहीं करता था वो. अगर वो कुछ boring काम भी करता था, he used to find out a way to make it interesting. And that is one habit he always used to influence other people around his company, because people in company, they get frustrated. I don't like this work, monotonous work, this blah blah stuff. But when people used to stay and work with him, they get motivated कि ये interesting हो गया, ये चीजें बहुत interesting दिख रही है अब तो, पहले नहीं दिखता था. And he used to be very proud about it. And also he told until maybe 37, 30 years, he was not clear, but whatever he took and make it best out of it. So these two people in two different categories, what I meant to say, although he started, Bhavesh and Yashish both started the company around 2008, because Ola also started around 2008, and Yashish also started his policy in 2008. But if you see the end outcome, the principles will be always same. The second half of the story will be very, very nice. Trust me, इतने सारे इसमें twists and turns हैं. And the way Yashish को तो एक बार गुंडागर्दी करने लोग आ गए थे, बोला कि भाई पॉलिटिक्स बंद करो, तुमसे नहीं हो पाएगा. It was so horrible. And he was in a place, in spite of coming from IIT Delhi, he had Ahmedabad, this one, MBA as well. Still, he was at a point of career of his time. He did not have money to feed. He was almost to the road. And just after doing all those circus and all, but after being in the road to where he is, and he's also known as an Iron Man. I don't know, you can Google search about him. He's an Iron Man. Iron Man का title उसको देते हैं जो physical strength is super high. So where you have to do, I think 15 kilometers of running, no, 45 kilometers of running, 20 kilometers of swimming, and then cycling of 30 kilometers in one day, or in just gap of 12 hours. So that is his dream. And now when he's in interview, he tells he never talked about Policy Bazaar's dream, but he told कि मेरा dream है कि मुझे world championship बनना है, because मेरे बेटों ने तो हार मान लिया, बेटों ने तो मना कर दिया, उनको नहीं बनना, but मैं करके दिखाऊंगा at the age of 48. So a lot of things are there. I'm super excited while I share, but stay tuned for the next week's book club, because you're gonna blow your mind and you'll get a lot of hope, because where you are currently, you're way beyond it. Whichever age group you are in right now in the book club, you get to get that reference. Trust me, it will be mind-blowing. So that's about it. I think we are done. And yeah, that's cool.